Hey everybody, it's Anna Vicino here, author of Eat Happy and Eat Happy Too, and I'm coming at you with what I think is going to be something really yummy. I did this on a live, just impromptu, a couple weeks ago, and I decided to turn it into an actual, real, typed up recipe. I am so excited to make a deconstructed fillet of fish because we can make it completely low carb, sugar and grain free. As you guys know, we've got the spice mixes coming out soon. This is the Dill organic ranch seasoning. We've got taco seasoning and barbecue dust also coming out. Go to eathappykitchen.com. I'm pointing because Leah's gonna put a thing right there. But I'm gonna use the Dill as a little flavor enhancer in my homemade tartar sauce. So order that and make it taste yummy. And I'm gonna do it open face. We're gonna use an open face cheese chaffle. I know I'm being redundant because chaffle stands for cheese waffle. It's a chaffle. We're gonna do homemade tartar sauce, and we're gonna fry some cod and some almond flour. We're gonna do all three components separately and then put them all together at the end. So let's start with the homemade tartar sauce. I have found this Chosen Foods brand. Mayo, homemade mayo is always best, but this is called Chosen Foods Classic Keto Mayo with MCT oil. The ingredients look pretty good. You can use, I know Primal makes a good brand of avocado mayo, avocado oil mayo. You basically wanna try to avoid soybean oil or canola oil if possible. But we're gonna start with about, let's say, a half a cup of this. No, I'm not gonna measure properly. I'm just gonna plop it in. You can always make homemade, that's a separate video. I know I need to make a homemade mayo thing. This is about 1/4 cup of relish. Again, check your ingredients in your store-bought relish. If you wanna chop up or pulse dill pickles, which you can even pickle them yourself. But we're gonna put a lot of relish in there. That's what makes tartar sauce tartarific. We're gonna put some dried red pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. You can put more in if you like more heat, if you like more zing in your tartar sauce. And about a juice of half a lemon. We want this thing to be zesty, right? It's going with fish. We're gonna do a juice of half a lemon, which is about the equivalent of a tablespoon of lemon usually, depending on. And finally, the pièce de résistance. You can add some dry, if you don't have this, why wouldn't you have this, guys? If you don't have the dill, you can put a little dried dill in there. You can put a little onion powder, garlic powder, throw that in your homemade tartar sauce. Remember, we open it very delicately because we don't want it to floof. You can already kind of see it puffing. We don't want it to floof. Get about 1/4 of a teaspoon. It smells so strong. I want to make ranch dressing with this. The moment I open this, I want to make ranch dressing. Okay, and then we're gonna do like that. And then, well, you know what? This is why I tell you guys to use a baby whisk. We're gonna whisk this all together really nice. Hopefully you can see that in an overhead shot. Cheese chaffles, cheese chaffles. I use this little wee dash $10, I'll link to in the thing, it's a $10 little mini waffle maker. This thing gets hot AF. It is a danger zone. It becomes so hot, I actually use it with the rag. Now, but right now, let's just mix together our chaffle ingredients, super simple. We use about 1 cup of, I grated this sharp cheddar cheese and then I gave it some chops. It's pretty packed in there. I have a half a cup of chopped up pork rinds, crushed pork rinds, measuring about 1/2 cup, and I put in 2 eggs. Shout out to Motley Crue, the ranch, not the band, for my eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this thing up. It becomes like a little bit of a batter, but it's not really a batter. It's all gonna kind of fuse together in the hot waffle maker to make sort of this cheesy, bready, it's gonna be the base of our open-faced, deconstructed Filet-O-Fish. I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil. Here's my trick. If you have spray olive oil, that's ideal, or avocado oil. I'm just gonna drizzle, see, it's already steaming. Drizzle a little bit of Villa Capelli in there, and then I hold it with the rag, see? And I kind of shake it all around with the oil. I usually measure about 1/4 cup right in the center. Mash it down a little bit and then let the waffle maker do the work for you. It takes about 90 seconds to 2 minutes to get it nice and sizzly hot. There's only one setting on this thing. Okay, we've had it going for about 2 minutes. There we go. If it's still sticking to the bottom, it means it's not quite ready yet. Oh, here we go. I got it. I got it. It's working. It's working. Okay, look at that. See that? We got ourselves a cheese chaffle. Repeat, rinse, repeat. Actually, don't rinse it. I don't know why I said that. Don't rinse anything. You want to keep this thing oily. Keep it oily. Shimmy shake it. By the way, I was very late on board with the whole chaffle game because I was like, chaffles, you guys, do we have to have chaffles? Does it have to be a thing with the chaffles? And then people were telling me that they were adapting my recipes into chaffles, and I was like, hey, I will adapt my own recipes into chaffles. Okay, ready? Boom. Okay. This one's a mess. Sometimes your chaffle might turn out to be a mess. That's okay, we'll put that one on the bottom. Let's make one more chaffle, shall we? Oh yeah. This might be the prettiest one yet. Okay. There we go. Got chaffles going. Let's make a little final one. This one will be smaller with the dough that we have left. It's gonna be a really weeny one. Oh, but look how cute it is. I kind of like it. All right, we have our little cheese chaffles here ready to go. We're gonna reset and come back with you and make some fried cod so that then we can assemble our little deconstructed filet of fish sandwiches. We are back and we are ready to fry up some cod fillets. I have here 2 gorgeous little wild caught cod fillets. Paid an arm and a leg for them. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg for wild caught cod. You can just get some cod fillets. You can get frozen cod fillets. You just want to make sure that they thawed out and you want to pat them dry. These guys are kind of big. These total about 1 pound. They're going to shrink up and get kind of fat when you cook them. I have some almond flour here. I use the fine ground Bob's Red Mill. Let's season our fish really well with salt and pepper. Always a shout out to Redmond's. And of course, if you want your fish to thaw faster, you can salt it. Salting works. Okay, I'm gonna throw some garlic powder, maybe about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder into the breading, and I'm even gonna sprinkle some cayenne in there because I like a little kick to it. Just gives it a little something extra. Here it is. I want my baby whisk, baby whisk, baby whisk. Here we go. Just got some seasoning in there. So that pan is heating up. We want it good and hot, but not so hot that it burns the almond flour. And it's gonna take some finessing. You might have to turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down. The good news is cod cooks very quickly. So we wanna I'm gonna start with the bigger one. We wanna get this thing nice and coated. You're welcome to do an egg wash. I just happen to be a little bit lazy. In egg wash, all it is you beat an egg or 2 in another flat bowl, dredge the fish in the egg wash, and then dredge the fish in the almond flour, and you'll have a thicker coating. Let's do the sizzle test. The sizzle test is if you sprinkle a little almond flour in there and it starts to sizzle, it means the pan's ready. It's not quite ready. Here we go. It's sizzling. It's sizzling now. I don't know if you can see that in the overhead, but it's definitely sizzling now. Okay, so let's put this puppy on there. It will start to sizzle. Okay, when we're done cooking this and assembling this, this is definitely what's known as a knife and fork kind of sandwich. I don't think you'd be able to pick this up like you would a filet of fish. Sorry, but it's gonna taste amazing. You're gonna love it. Now this tartar sauce that we made earlier, it smells incredible. It tastes amazing. I tasted it off camera. Always taste, you guys, because something might be missing or something might have tasted off. So just always taste as you go along. I like a lot of tartar sauce, so I might overdo it a little bit with the tartar sauce. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. This one's a little weird shaped, so we might have to cook it in phases. The trick is with almond flour is that you want to flip anything that's coated in almond flour. You have to be careful when you flip it because it will just peel off and you'll just lose a chunk right then and there. That'll especially happen if you do the egg wash. Not the end of the world, stuff still tastes good, but just know that like if you haven't worked with it before, you might experience a little bit of that. I like to pour in a little more olive oil as I go. We're having a fish fry. Fish fry. The second side always cooks faster than the first side. As the heat gets going, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on its side. Yes! And with cod, it really starts to kind of flake off. I'm gonna turn this on its side. Oh man. Oh no, I lost some almond flour. Come back, almond flour. If you can see on the overhead how it kind of starts to flake off like that, the fish itself kind of starts to flake off. That means that it's pretty much done. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, we're basically done. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Oh, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am, this is a delicious fish. I love the little pieces of fried fish that kind of get strewn at the bottom. I like to sprinkle those around everything. Now we put a lot of tartar sauce along the bottom. Let's just do just a little bit more on the top. And then I'm basically gonna, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna put a little half a chaffle there. A little half a chaffle there. Isn't that cute? Look at that, look at that. Isn't that cute? We just made a deconstructed fillet of fish. It was not that hard. I talk too much during these things, so that's why it seems like it takes longer than it does, but it really doesn't. We made homemade tartar sauce, we made a cheese chaffle, and then we made a piece of fried cod. Delicious. If you wanted to, you could top it with a piece of melted cheddar cheese, and or if you had a really nice American cheese, you could do that. So let me get a piece of the chaffle and some fish. That literally tastes like if a fillet of fish was good for you. It's so good. You guys are gonna love this. This is insane. If you can hold it with your hand and eat it, more power to you. But it's probably, I guess this one is gonna be mine, but it's probably best. Look how the fish just flakes. Oh my God. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to take dainty bites on camera. I'm not a dainty lady. I eat like a sailor. I cuss like a sailor. And I talk with my mouth full. This is incredible. You guys have to make it. Thank you for being here. Obviously, the full recipe is going to be at my Substack. That's where I put all my new information, annavicino.substack.com. Thank you for being here. I'm Anna Vicino. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Like, subscribe, make a nice comment, say hello. I try to respond to all the comments. Thank you for being here. We just made a deconstructed filet of fish sandwich, completely keto, low carb, NSNG, whatever you want to call it. It's freaking delicious and easy to make on a weeknight meal. I hope you enjoy. Go to annavicino.substack.com to get the full recipe and make sure to subscribe there. And thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna eat.